If you're like me and you've got one of these little Sony handy cams, this one's a CX450, you may find that in situations like this you're limited. If you can't zoom in because you physically got to reach over and touch the controls. And equally you can't start and stop unless you do the same thing. So you're doing this. And that can be a bit annoying. You can also find that if you're trying to operate the zoom outside and you're trying to do it over a great distance, that you get a little bit of the jitters. Every time you've got to touch the camera, you're basically introducing a bit of movement, irrespective of what tripod it's on. So is there an alternative? Well, there is. At the moment, I'm actually connected to this camera via its Wi-Fi. And I'm connected through, technically, my mobile phone. So I can actually start and stop the recordings using my mobile phone, and I can also actually zoom in. So if I've got the situation as I am at the moment, now if I wanted to zoom in, I'd have to normally use the controls on the top. But if I actually press this, you should find they're actually zooming in on me, which could be a bit scary for some, but equally you can also use the zoom to zoom out as well. And I'm not attempting to touch or interact with the camera, so everything's dead still, which is really useful. Now this hasn't cost me any money. This is actually free. The Wi-Fi is built into the camera, which is a useful function, and the app is something called Camrote. Now that's obviously on my iPhone, so I'm not sure if there's one for an Android operating system or not, but it's worth checking it out to see if it is. Other than that, you'd have to get one of those remote sender units, which I think will work on this. It's a third-party one, and that's probably around, I think it's around about £30 to £40. But that would enable you to operate the camera remotely, same as this, but further away. If you wanted to do any kind of zoom function when you're talking into the camera, or perhaps you're interviewing somebody else, you need somebody third-party sat behind the camera to do it. This way you don't have to do it. So that gets my vote. And certainly being free, who can argue with free?